Jaya Jaya Girivara Raja Kishore Jaya Mahesh Mukachanda Chakori Jaya Gajabardhan Karanana Mata Jagata Janani Dami Duti Gata Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata Adi Madhya Avasana Amita Prabha Vedu Nahi Jana Bhava Bhava Bhiva Parabhava Karini Visvabhimohani Swabhasa Viharani Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata Durga Hey Sevatatohi Sulabha Palachari Paradayani Tripura Piyari Devi Pujipada Kamala Tumhari Suranaramu Sabaho Sukari Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata Durga Hey Janahunike Basahu Sada Surapur Sabahike Kinahe Pragat Nakaran Tehi Asakahi Charan Kahe Videhi Hey Mata Durga Hey Vinaya Prem Pasabahi Bhavani Kasima Murati Musakani Sadar Siyam Prasadu Siradhare Boligal Harashuyanabari Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata 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 Hey Mata Durga Sunu se asat asisa hamari Puji man kamana tumhari Narad bhajan sada suchi sacha Sobaru mili jahi manuracha Hey Mata Hey Mata Hey Mata Hey Mata Mata Jaya Giri Bhara Raja Kishore.
Okay, my friends. For the peeps who are still laying on their backs, take a last little stretch out and enjoy. Yes, please. And then you can bend your knees, roll over to your right side, and with your left hand pressing into the floor, lift yourself up and come to your first, hopefully comfortable seat. So if you feel you want to sit on a block or a bolster, please do. Go, my friends. A very sweet welcome, everybody. So, come to sit, and your main effort is to have this length within the spine, those natural curves, sitting nice and tall. When you are in modern yoga classes, and especially asana classes, you will hear a lot the word alignment, aligning the spine. And what that very simply kind of means is to be as tall as possible. You're really aligning yourself to be in this beautiful long shape, because your spine is shaped like this for a reason. It is there to catch up all the compression when we run and walk around and stuff. So there's a lot of sense. Nature was very clever when they built us. God was very clever when they built us. So, sit tall. Your hands resting either onto your legs or in your lap. And if you like to connect your thumb and index finger, symbolizing a seal of completion, go ahead. And then allow your eyes to soften or even to close for a moment. If you are new to sitting, and I say that kind of halfway jokingly, as of course we have a very sedentary lifestyle, we sit all day long, but we don't sit like this. We don't become still when we sit. We watch Netflix, we work on the computer, we write emails, we eat, we always do stuff. But now, just like eyes closed, sitting still, you're like, okay, what's going to happen now? Well, I don't know. Because it all comes from within. So what you are really doing is learning to open up to that sensation, to notice what comes up. And if a yawn comes up, oh, go for it, lekker hoor. Oh. I say what doesn't pay rent, gotta get out. So, you know, whatever comes out, whatever you can let go of already, how delicious is that? Do it immediately. You are not here, I remind you over and over and over again, you are not here to be perfect in any idea, in any way. And believe you me, that is, I can tell you that a million times, and it has to sink in somewhere from you, from within. And believe you me, I know what a delicious mistress ambition can be. Ambition can be a really good friend for a very long while. But ambition is kind of the loud friend. You know that one friend who always seems to scream a little bit and you never get a word in? Ambition doesn't really listen well. Because ambition just wants to go further. And sometimes that's not the right choice for you. Does it make sense? It's okay. I want to keep it very simple again. We're going to stay with Om, with a sound, Om. So instead of just for 3 rounds, we are going to go for a few more rounds. And the good thing is you don't have to wait for your neighbors. You don't have to do the same thing as they do. You follow your own breath. There comes a deep, beautiful inhale, and the exhale, you make this beautiful sound, A-U-M, coming together to Om. You're never exhausting yourself. You're never, Om. It's never, believe me, I've heard it a million times. People get very excited about chanting. You know, it's always natural. You don't have to give it all away. It comes from within. It radiates from within anyway. So, bring your hands together in front of the chest, heart center. And first, we create space for something new. That means exhale. Slowly inhale. And I would like you to gently bow your head, and traditionally we would offer the practice up to somebody else. But tonight, and you can do that, of course, but maybe tonight, while you were sitting, did something come up? Something very clear? Doesn't matter if it was positive or negative, but did something come up? Could you put it in one word? Then take that word, put it in front of your yoga mat, and let that be your intention for tonight. If it was positive, joy, I want to move, yay, then just let that, fill the motor, fill the gas. If it was something negative, then practice in spite of it today. You know what I mean? Anything can be an intention for your practice. Good, darlings. And then you can rest your hands back onto your knees. And I say a very sweet welcome, everybody. My name is Mark. We share a little practice tonight. Take only what's needed, what's appropriate. It's a new month. Yay! September. And that means we have a new focus. The Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. Anybody ever heard of that book? Yes. Any memories of what we talked about? It's okay. Nothing is constant in the universe. It's super fun. So there are different scriptures. There are these really holy ancient scriptures that both Hindu philosophy and Hindu religion are based on, the Vedas or the Upanishads. And then there are the other books like the Bhagavad Gita or something that are really like these beautiful love letters to the divine. But I love the Yoga Sutras because all modern yoga is very much based on the Yoga Sutras. And the Yoga Sutras are very much a handbook, a true manual of how to practice. And one of the things that I like about it is because the writer, doesn't really use the expression God. Not like the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, the song to the Lord. Patanjali made sure that this handbook is very open for everybody. Everybody can approach this way of practice and this way of self-realization. Now, I don't know how it is for you, but I had a complicated relationship with religion because I come from a very small Catholic village, and as you know, I'm fairly magical, so I grew up in a church that told me, you are wrong, you are sick, you are not part of us. So you have to deal with that for 20 years. It's very difficult. So I literally took my rainbow flag and ran away from it. It was like, I don't want this. And I had different experience later on. And my first experience was the first time in an ashram, when I was for months in an ashram and we chanted every day. Chanting. It was the first time for me to chant. And I was like, oh Lord, okay, let's get used to it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I didn't really know what was going on. But then after a while I started to realize, oh, it's all the same. It doesn't really matter if you chant Hare Krishna or sing the Hallelujah. It is not the ritual in itself. And this is where many of us struggle with. I remember going to church. My parents went to church because they said, well, if we don't go, what are the neighbors going to say? It was it was not a motivation like, oh, I really want to, have some union with the divine. So this is a problem for many of us. We look at these rituals and we feel, wow, it's just going through the motions. There's nothing in. The difference is when we bring living spirit back. The living spirit is really what changes things. And that's not just because somebody does something special. Living spirit comes from yourself. It's your way of looking at it. If I sit in church and I go back into my old habits of like, oh, there they go again, I don't like it, I feel that's wrong, how is living spirit going to come up? It cannot. You are the creator. All yoga comes from within, even if it's outer expressions. Okay, how can I make that easier? Because you're looking at me like, what? There was a great man called Alan Watts. He's my favorite teacher. And he calls the example the finger and the moon. Ever heard that story, the finger and the moon? All religion, all spiritual practice, all this is just a finger pointing towards some higher intelligence, God, the universe. Don't get too lost in the words, because God is a very reactive word, because you have your own relationship with it. But it points you to something bigger. Even our yogic practice points you to something else. But what we human beings do is like, we are looking at that finger. We're like, oh, look at that finger. Oh no, that finger is better than that finger. I was like, oh, suckling. That's what we do. We get lost in the finger, in the practices, in the different religions, in the rituals. But that doesn't mean anything. It's just a finger pointing you towards something. All rituals point you to something bigger. So it doesn't matter what you do, as long as it reminds you of where it leads you to. Does that make any sense? I'll leave you be. Good. You wanna move. Let's move. Good. Anybody here for the very first time? Good, marvelous. We are just going to play around a little bit. We are moving a little bit, and the first thing you do is come off what you are sitting on top of. If it's a block, keep it at the top of your mat. Shake your legs a little out. Get the blood flushing back into your legs. Good. And then you're going to come onto hands and knees. So for the first about half hour, we are going to spend a lot of time on our hands, on our wrists. So you want to learn to protect the wrists. First thing what people love to do is bring the hands very close together, taking very little space. Don't. Broad, broad. Middle of your wrist under the outside of your shoulder. Nice, really broad shoulder step. Your fingers are fanned out wide, making nice big surface, and your fingertips are pushing into the floor, as well as the inner roots, the knuckles here, pressing down into the floor. Your wrists, lift them off for a moment. Lift your wrists. Yeah! First of all, it gives you a good finger stretch, but also, if you hang on your wrist for the next half hour, you're going to hate me, and you're going to hate yoga, and you're like, oh, yoga hurt me. No. You just did it wrong. You are not supposed to hang on the wrist. You're casting the weight forward to your fingers, even though your wrists are lightly on the floor. Do you feel that? So light, baby light, feather light. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees off the mat. Good. Now, this is not down dog yet, because that will be very difficult. But what happens a lot with people is they think down dog is here. That is not it. It even breaks the mic. What you want to do is shift away from your hands and now lift the sitting bones. So you have nice long arms and a nice long spine. Most of you will have your knees a little softened, a little bent. That's okay. We're just starting. Any dog owners in the house? Yes. What do you got to do with your dog at least 3 times a day? Walk it. So walk your dog on place. Walk your dog. Yes, guys. Why? Because you're just sort of settling a little bit in the body. Or maybe it's just a little shaking of the butt. Or maybe it's a little shaking of the head. That's super. It's Monday night. It's always a hard day. It might have been the hardest day of the week already. It's like, oh. Now you're here to take some time for yourself. Good. Do you notice already more weight again on your wrist because you forgot? So push your fingertips deeply into the floor. Good. And then take one more deep breath here. And exhale. On the inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank. Shoulders over the wrists, long leg, navel engaged. Nothing drops, nothing overlifts. You're just one beautiful plank. And as I offer every week, if you don't know how a plank looks like, we can go together to the Hammer or to some, handy do-it-yourself kind of shop and check out the wood. Plank it. Plank it. Now, does anybody have problems in their wrist? Yeah? Come onto the forearms. So, see, that's the most beautiful thing about yoga. You got options. You always have options. Better? No, not at all. Good, very nice. And then on your next exhale, lower down onto the floor. Good. Keep your forearms here. So now you have this little left chest lift. Just balancing sort of on your forearms. Good. Maybe that's already a little confront. Do you notice that your glute want to that your butt wants to squeak. Don't. Release the butt. Good. Now we want to create this with muscles. So, place your hands under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, both shoulders, elbows pointing back. I'm pulling my shoulders back, shoulder blades down my own back, arms a little in. Yes. And then I lift my chest. I don't really use much of my hands yet. I'm trying to wake up my back muscles, because that's a move you don't do a lot during the day. Okay. I'm fairly certain you came in with a neck, so have it still there. Happy neck. Good. Soft face. Exhale, bring your forehead close to the floor or on the floor. Ooh. Let's do that again. Inhale, peel the chest off. And exhale, lower down. Now come back to hands and knees. Bring your knees back under the pelvis so you have this nice short stance. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees off the mat. Shift the weight back and away from your hands. Good. And you should work today a lot with a little bit of that idea, because it will protect your wrist and it will make you also stronger. Huh? I mean, if it's shot, it's shot. What you gonna do? But don't force anything. And then please walk those beautiful feet forward. Yay. So at the top of your mat, if you want to be nice and stable, feet are hip width apart. If you like a challenge, you can bring your feet together. It's all good. It doesn't matter. One of the things you should just hang forward. Maybe bend your knees a little bit more. Make it comfortable for your upper body. I don't care about your legs. I care that your back feels it can really hang out a little bit. And let that head drop also a little bit. Head, yes. Maybe take your own elbows into your hands. Take your own elbows, yes. For some that gives you a little bit more sense of traction. Good. And now spread your toes. No, all 10 toes. No, little toes. No, that's the big toe again. Little toes. Spread your little toes. We gotta get your monkey nature back. You notice that? Good. Good, guys. And then letting go of your arms, draw the navel in and start to roll yourself up to stand. Navel strongly in, head coming up last. Bring your hands together in front of the chest, heart center. Just keep observing yourself. If you feel yourself, you're standing like you're standing waiting on an Albert Heijn, you want to be as tall as humanly possible. That's the alignment, and you're not tall by doing this. It's through the crown of your head. Good. Find that sweet, sweet, deep breath. Your breath is what guides you. Everybody exhale. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Navel pulls in. Exhale, fold forward and down. If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Hands onto your shins. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the legs. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step left foot, right foot, back, down dog. Nice and steady breath. Spine is long. That includes your neck and your tail. Your sitting bones want to lift, but your heels want to pull to the floor. You're opening the backside of your legs. There you go. And then on your next inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank, fingertips strongly engaged. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, tuck toes under, down dog. Inhale, long spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look in between your hands. Slightly step or hop forward. A full exhale to fold. Let your head drop. Inhale, arms circle up overhead. Exhale, navel in and up, hands in front of the chest. Inhale, long arms, long legs. Exhale, fold down, navel engaged. Hands to your shins. Inhale, half lift, long legs. Exhale, right foot back, left foot back, down dog. This is what kills you. This breaks your wrists. That here, that inside lifting. I know, you don't think of it and that's why, but you probably do it all the time and that's why your wrists hurt of it. Just already this is going to help you to get out of that. Yes! Now, on an inhale, forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower down onto the floor. Inhale, open the chest, heart center, cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, to hands and knees. This gives you the chance to bring the knees back under the hip. Tuck toes under, exhale, down dog. Good. So this is what happens to a lot of people who come to the first time into a yoga class like this. They always go into the last row. Nobody wants to be in the front row until they realize for the first half hour, everybody's looking to the last row for the whole time. Everybody's looking at you right now. Frustrating, isn't it? Good. On your next inhale, right leg lifts up high. Make it a long leg. Right foot then steps forward in between your hands. Step it. And if it doesn't work in one step, step forward. Ankle under your knee. Now bring your hands onto your knee and lift yourself up to stand. Reaching your arms up. This is your high lunge. Anjaneyasana. Good. Yes. Good. Front knee bent, back leg long, arms reaching. And what's happening here? Nothing? This is what yogis love to do. It's like, oh yes, I feel so yoga. Engage. Navel pulls in and up. I don't think of arching my back. I think of lengthening my spine. Yes! Tall. Always tall. On your next exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. Inhale. Exhale deeply. Take one more breath. In. Exhale. Left leg lifts up high. Inhale. Left foot steps forward as big of a step as you can and then shuffle it further forward until ankle is under your knee. Slowly rise up to stand and then reaching your arms up. Good. Trivia question. Are the feet in one line? No, of course not. They're hip width apart. Why make your life harder than it is? So for this round, bring your back heel up. So we are dressing these legs and later on in the warriors also the turns. So it's just different parts. No here. Yes. Back leg is long. Are you going Bollywood on me? Okay. From here, take one more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, step the left foot back. Shake it a little off. I call it puppy dog. Shake your tail a little bit. Yes. And on an exhale then, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Lightly step or hop forward and take a full exhale to fall forward. Inhale, arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the chest, heart center. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Straight back, navel engaged. That's it, hands onto the knees. Exhale, step both feet back to down dog. One breath. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. It's a long leg. Right foot steps forward. Take a big step. Yes! Inhale, rising up. Exhale. So, your main job really is to make it look easy. No, it doesn't have to feel easy, but make it look easy because it sends the wrong message. Face is completely serene. You have the same face as if you're laying already for 3 hours on the beach. Yes. That's it. Good. Nobody said it's going to be easy. So we do try to challenge ourselves. We are trying to step out of the comfort zone. So from here, slowly bend your back knee. And if you have injuries, just be careful. What works, works, and what doesn't work. And then we bring it a little closer. And then we bring it on the floor. Easy peasy. Good. From here, place your left hand under your left shoulder, leaning forward. Open your chest to the right and reach the right arm up high. Twist. Good. You are more than allowed to keep left knee on the floor unless you want to tuck your left toes under and lift the left knee off the floor, lengthen the left leg out strongly. Good. It's just choices. Remember, just choices. One is not better than the other, but one most likely is more appropriate for your body tonight. Exhale, look down, bring your right hand down, and everybody bring your left knee again down. If you have sensitive knees, put a blanket under or something. We're going to stay on the knee. On an inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, hands down, pull your right leg long, flex your right foot, strongly pull. Inhale, shift the weight forward, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands down, pull the right leg long, flex your right foot strongly, kiss your big toe. Inhale, shift. Exhale, pull it long. Come on, it's not even an effort to kiss your big toe. Slowly shift your weight onto the right foot, bring the hands onto the mat, left toes tuck under, and step back. Down dog, and shake it a little off, shake it a little out. And then become still, but find that power in your stillness. Fingers spread wide. Yes, thank you. See? I told you, but you tend to forget because you're thinking of so many other things. Inhale, left leg lifts up high. Long leg, longer. Left foot steps forward, big step. Inhale, coming up. If you've got a long legs, you've got to work those long legs. Good. Bend your front knee up because you want to get stronger. Yeah. We talk about it so many times in that modern yoga world. This idea it's all about flexibility is bull. It's strengths, flexibility. All you want to gain on flexibility is something that you can control through your strengths. So we work equally on these things. Now, bend your back knee a little bit. This gives you more chance to draw the navel in and up. And then so light, very gentle, like a sleeping baby. You put that button on the, yes, there it is on the floor. Bring your right hand under your right shoulder. Open chest to the left. Left arm reaches up high. Very good. If available, keep your left foot on the mat. Yes. And if you want to tuck right toes under and lift right knee off the mat, go ahead. Lovely. So sometimes we use our lovely neighbors as a reference point. That's okay. But if you only copy your neighbor, guess what? You're practicing your neighbor's practice, not your own. Does that make sense? From here, look down, bring your right knee gently down, support your right knee if you need to. Left hand. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Pull the left leg long, left foot flexed, and then smooch that big knee. Good. Shift your weight forward. Inhale. Exhale. Pull back. Half Hanuman. No. Okay. Bring it back forward. I should explain a difference. Bring your hands one more time onto the floor. When you pull the left leg long, you're getting confused. You're still with your X. You're still with your knee. Yes. Thank you. No, that's not. New love. Okay. Bring it back, hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes under and lift back into down dog. Very interesting tonight. Very interesting. On your next exhale, bend your knees deeply, look in between your hands. Lightly step, hop forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms circle up overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the chest. Heart center. Very good. You're going to take the block and bring it at the top of your mat, right in front of you. And then we're going to step on. No. You're going to step your left foot back about a meter. Now, if you are very petite, you can go really traditional and bring your heels in one line. If today is still an exploring, have a nice wide step. What you want to do is pull the right hip next to the left. Both hips are next to each other, so you're not standing here. Pull back. Okay, see the difference? Yes! Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold forward from your hip and bring your fingertips or hands onto the block. Now, why are we on the block? Because you said so. What does it help you with now? What do you want to do here? Lengthen your spine. Straighten the back. Do you feel more pull on the right leg? Back of the right leg? That's the point. Good. Very nice. You can stay here and just enjoy that little stretch on your right hamstring, unless this is easy for you. Then you can, of course, also fold down all the way and make out with your right shin bone. I'm big on self-kissing. I'm single. Got to do something these days. Good. Yes. But yeah, be mindful with that in between somewhere. That we can wait that out for a long time. Make it active. Good. Exhale. Everybody, slowly getting ready to bring your hands back into the hips. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Exhale, come up. Ooh. Left foot forward. Right foot back. Left toes, point 12 o'clock. Right toes, let's say 2 o'clock. Level that hip. If your hip step is too big, guess what happens? You cannot level your hip anymore. That's why, just a small step. Just to visualize it one more time, you are very, very beautiful when you come in, and then suddenly you get very, very tired. And you just sort of hang out here. I get. What do you need to engage? Your back muscles to feel that lengthening. Does it make sense? That's your goal. If it's easy, of course you can go all the way down. But here on this level, learn to lengthen the spine. Everybody, inhale. Exhale. Yes, fingertips and knuckles to the floor, to the block. And then lengthen that spine. That's your hip flexion. You feel that? Yes, darlings. Okay. And then slowly exhale, getting ready. Inhale, hands into the hips, lengthen the spine. Exhale, come all the way up. Step your right foot forward. Remove the block. Come to the end of your mat. Well, ish end of the mat. And then very gently, ideally without using your hands, unless absolutely necessary, come to kneel. Don't break your knees for the... Okay, good. Open the knees a little wider up for child's pose. Keeping your butt on your heels. And allow the upper body to lean forward. If this, for whatever reason, is really bad for your knees or something, lay on your belly, lay on your back, nice and flat, and just chillax, as they say. Well done. That was a good start. Good. Anybody having such a strong sensation in the ankles that they want to cry? Good. There are ways to support this, to make it a little easier for us. This is what you learn sort of over time by coming to class. You're like, oh, in this position, I need a blanket. Oh, well, this bolster really helps me here. That's your own responsibility. In the same way as you come to class with bringing your outfit and your yoga mat and all that stuff, over time you also remember those little cues, how to help yourself. Always be reminded you are not here to be a consumer. We do this already all day long. And I know how lovely it is to be just told what to do. But, you know, remember some of it. It's okay, I get it. Are you okay with the door? Oh, my friends. Then everybody place your hands back under the shoulders. Lifting yourself simply back onto hands and knees, that shall be enough. Tuck your toes under. No, let's do one mean thing. Come to sit on your heels with your toes tucked under. It hurts me too, but you don't have to show it there. Remember, winter is coming. We're going to put those little tent suckers back into shoes all winter long. They're not going to see the sun anymore. Give them a good stretch before. Slowly come into down dog. I know it hurts. I know. From here, from down dog, walk your hands over towards your feet and lift yourself up. to stand. So, what's a forward bend? Relax. What's a forward bend? Where is it happening? Hips. Where in the hips? What? I mean, of course, if you do something on the front, it's going to affect the back. I mean, that's how your body is shaped, of course. But really what you engage, what we say is a hip flexion. That's sort of your forward bend. Now what happens, because we kind of live our life a little bit here, it's very hard for us. So when we bend forward, it's a lot of that happening. And that weight is really more here. So this is very hard to do. So that's why I want you to get out of these habits. I want you to learn to concentrate on that hip flexion. Relax the upper body, let it drop down, and then over time work on lengths in your legs. But if you do it here and then hammer this back, it's not really helping you in this area in any way. Does that make a bit sense? Good. Now, you have nothing to help you around you. Let's do another hamstring stretch. That one you know from the sports hall, from the gym. You're going to step your right foot forward. Your left toes again turn out and you're like, oh God, we did that already. No, this one is different. Take a little bigger step. Because now you're going to bend your back knee and you're going to flex your right foot. And then you're like, wait, why is this not happening? You got to stick your butt out. That's the hip. On which leg you're going to lean? Oh, thank God. I've seen this so many times. Lean on the bent knee. Don't do this. Good. And then, of course, you can just hang out here, or you can really pull. That's another flexion. You could even use your hand if you're down there. Good. You can do this while you're on the phone. You can do this while your coffee is making in the coffee machine. You know, you can do that at the Albert Heijn when you're in the long line. Just people start to look very weird at you. That's the only stopping point. Good. And then bring it back up. Step the left foot forward. Step the right foot back. Right toes turned out. That's a bit bigger step. And then bend your right knee. Stick your butt out like hell. Sticking your butt out also means long spine. When I do this, I'm not sticking my butt out. When I stick my butt out, my back is long. Yes! Leaning onto the bent knee, if at all. Flexing your left foot as strongly as you can. Who doesn't feel that in the back of their left leg? Otherwise, I'm going to help. It's okay. You have more than just like one straight hamstring. There are different muscles around. Good. From here then. From the right knee, push yourself back up and step the foot forward and shake it for a moment out. Very well done. Very well done. Now, does everybody have a strap? No. If you have a strap or a towel, you can bend your right knee, step your foot into the strap and towel, and lengthen the leg forward. If you don't have anything, lift the thigh, interlace your fingers under the thigh, and let your leg lay in the arms. Yeah, just stand tall. And then lengthen the leg still forward. Yes, marvelous. Good. Up, 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 up. Strong standing leg. Do not lean back. Good. Very nice. Oh God, I know. The Dutch would say, wat een gedoe, wat een gedoe. No. Good. Long legs. Long legs. You're too long here for bent knees. Let's try it. Same thing without the sound effects. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Slowly come back down. Very good. Bring it down. Shake it off a little bit. All these are just habits. All the like, oh. Either a little shelf under the left thigh, just interlacing the fingers and lengthen the leg out, or bring it into your towel, into your belt, and lengthen the leg out. Good. Why do you need to do this with a long arm? Especially if you're holding a strap or a towel. Why long arms? Because you want to teach your body to hold the big toe one day. It needs a long arm and a long leg. Good. Work into happy fingers. Careful with the Jack the Ripper. Good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Make it very sweet. Good. Arriba. Col pecho. Good. Slowly bring it down. Easy peasy. How do we feel about squats? Let's start with a sort of big step. If your neighbor is very close, you can go a little zigzag. One to the front, one to the back, one to the front, one to the back. Take a wide step. Knees and toes point the same direction. Bending your knees deeply until your thighs might as well be parallel to the floor. Good. So keeping your ankles a bit under the knees. Really wide step. Good. And again, you walked in with the neck. Yes. Now if you want to go deeper, come onto your elbows. Oh, still having a neck. Good. You can shift your weight a little left and right. This is a great first step towards squat. But in squat, we want to be really, really deep. This wouldn't work with legs. Well, I've seen it, but we shouldn't do it like this. So if you want to go deeper, walk your legs a little in and see if you can squat all the way down. Very nice. What do you want to concern yourself with here? Which direction should your toes point? It's a trick question because you're literally like to the right, to the left, to the front, to the back, where, I don't know, same direction as your knee. That's really kind of healthy. A lot of people love to do all this, and in the long run, it's not going to be nice for you. Yes, I speak to you. I can see you. Remember, this is not YouTube. We're in the room together, finally. Good. If this is too easy for you, reach your arms. Good. For 3, for 2, for 2, for 2, for 2, 2. For 1, hands behind you, everybody bring yourself to sit. Oh, good. Maybe circle a little through your ankles. Good. Now we are coming into a more difficult part of the forward folding. Why? Why is this more difficult? We don't have the Zwaartekracht. We don't have gravity to help us. Kind of true, very true actually. Another thing also, like if you could see me in profile, this is how most of us sit. At the best of our effort. That means if you're the starting line of the race, you're about 3 meters behind it. And everybody else is in front of you and starts running and you're like, oh shit. You want to be in starting line. What we call being on top of your sitting bones. If you're here and fold forward, see where it goes? In the back. So you want to be on top of your sitting bones. If that doesn't happen with long legs, I would love a wedge under the butt. A pillow or a rolled up blanket or something. A little elevation so you shift the whole thing into a little bit more diagonal pull. Does that make sense? Everything just tilts a little forward. Good. What's your second option if this is still happening and you really want to sit tall? You just pull a little away from the hamstring. You work towards something. It doesn't all have to happen tonight. Good. The first thing we do is you're going to pull your right knee in. Right knee opens up to the side. And if your right knee is flying in the air, bring something under to support it a little bit. A block or a bolster. Good. Not that your knee in the air kind of hurts, but your muscles have to hold it. So you bring something under so the muscle can relax. Oh, good. From here, you got to make an effort. Do you know those little meerkats that like pop out and stand really long and look in the desert? That feeling. From here, walk a little forward. Now, when we fold forward, eventually the spine is going to round, for sure. But if you want to work mainly onto the back of the legs, training the back of the legs to become longer, you can also use again the towel or the strap. Lengthen the leg out and lengthen the spine out, and that will isolate the effort. That's all. Not better, not worse, just isolate it. I don't think you need it. You know, I mean, it's friendly enough of you to do so, but honey, if your hands reach nearly onto my mat, you don't need the strap. Bless you. So everybody else needs it. It's like, let's go with the group. Very sweet. That's supportive. That's being supportive. Good. Where's your breath? What's your breath doing? Better question. If your breath is a little on the short side, in Germany we call it Schnappatmung, then you know you are in stress. You don't want to be stressed for this. You want to tell your own body, your own system that we're good here. We could stay. Left. Where's your focus now? Exactly. Focus is somebody at home. You're already going through your Netflix playlist. Don't take it for 20 more minutes. There you go. Slowly then coming back. And find that point again. Find that point as often as possible. That's what you're training to. Bring your right knee up. Bring your right foot to the outside of the left leg. And then see if you can bring your right foot more to the left hip. And then I allow my right knee to just drop forward. So I'm thinking of bringing my right knee on top of the left. It's not going to work for each and every bum exactly the same. Good. Left leg long. Left foot flexed. Sitting tall, sitting tall, sitting tall. And then fold. Everybody. Oh. Do we feel that? Do we feel a difference to before? Okay. Is it better or worse? It doesn't matter. Because it's your perspective. Nobody cares about your perspective. Nobody cares about your opinion right now. It's for you to check out like, wow, for my body that is not good. I don't know for my neighbor, but for me. It's only about you. All the practice is only about you. Isn't that lovely? You are the center of the universe until proven otherwise. Slowly coming back. Very nice. Free that right leg. Take your right ankle. Lift the right leg. Bring it up there. Good. And then you're not holding on for dear life, but you're going to lift your chest. Say hello, foot. Hello, right leg. Beautiful. Yay. Good. Bring it down. Another thing. I don't know if everybody can see my heels here. If I really stretch my legs, this is going to happen. Right or wrong? Yeah, it's a little off because I'm so going further and further. Your knee is not really supposed to go backwards. You know, we want to keep it in that sort of direction. So pressing it down as strongly as I can without my heels coming off, it's a good balance. Other side. Left knee comes in. Left knee opens up. Support the left knee if needed. Now this round, we keep the fingers on the floor. If you have your strap, your towel close by, that's great. What you will see a lot in classes is it's all there this moment, and like the air goes out of a balloon. So let's try differently. Work on sitting upright. Walk a little forward. Re-lengthen the spine. Walk a little forward. Ooh, good. Re-lengthen the... Yes, do you feel that? We can stay active. And then hold the foot or take the strap or towel and find a good hamstring stretch in the right leg. We're here for a very long time. Good. Who has to take care of your body? I love that you have to think about it. Who do you think has to take care of your body? Yeah, thank you. You just didn't say anything because it was so obvious, did you know? Good, very good. So I keep saying this by now pretty much every week, but I think it's such a good image to have. The yoga teacher is only the GPS system. It's like Google Maps. It's like there's a house, there's a thing, there's a thing. But you are the one moving, driving. You are the one responsible for your body. Don't give that responsibility away. Good, lovely, Ice. 4, 3, 2, and slowly come back up. Left knee up, left foot outside. And then taking that left foot, left heel a little bit more towards the hip, just to allow the left knee to drop on over the right knee. Good. Right leg engages, sitting tall. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Sukino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu
Align those shoulders. Does it make sense? Slowly coming back out. Free your legs. Good, guys. Shake your legs a little out. And then here comes our last one, Paschimottanasana, with both legs long at the same time. So it could be a little bit more advanced. Same rules apply. You could either bend the knees or come to sit a little higher. Hands in front of the chest and just engage your back muscles. That's all. That's already a lot of work. Good. Now, everybody who thinks that Paschimottanasana ideally looks like this, upper body fully onto the legs, raise your arm. If you think this is how it's supposed to be, raise your arm. Liars. Dirty, dirty liars, aren't you? It's like, good. But you're at least you're pretending the right way. No, everybody's going to be different. You might never go further than this. You might. Who cares? Nobody cares. You're not going to run home and tell anybody about your Paschimottanasana. Nobody cares. Only you care. And you work with the body that you have. From here, hands onto the floor, walking forward, and once in a while, maybe on an inhale, ooh. Maybe holding the feet, ankles, maybe holding the strapped towels. And I say do it with love. A little different. That really pulls you to a flex. Good. Good, guys. Four, 5. 4, 3, 2, and then slowly coming back out. I'd again find that moment of sitting tall, hands behind you, fingers pointing to the front. Step your feet onto the mat. Lift the pelvis. Tabletop. Lift the pelvis higher than your knees. Lift your pelvis higher than your knees. What's with the feet going on? What's the happy feet dancing around? Keep your feet flat on the floor. Good. Okay, everybody, bring your hips back down. Look at your feet. Parallel feet, or? Good. Why is this happening? At least 60% of this class. Why are you doing this? Don't get me started on Instagram. Famous yoga teachers went into the hospital for an Instagram post for a specific headstand because it looked a little bit more exciting. Fuck Instagram. Has nothing to do with yoga. Why you do it is because you love to use the glutes. And your glutes, your main work of your butt of your glutes is to turn out, to open the legs. That turns your feet out. Because you're used to work with this. What I want you to do is feet parallel, glue the feet onto the floor, hammer a nail through. I don't know what you need to do. Those feet are not going to move. And the power comes from your legs, 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 legs. One more time. If you turn your feet out, oh, you owe me €5. Everybody lift. Okay, when we talk money, it's different. Okay, good, very nice. Well done. It's more of an awareness and a conscious thing than anything else. Good. Bring your hips back down. And then everybody come to lay on your back and bring your feet behind your head. Maybe your feet are not going to touch the floor. That's okay. But you can interlace your fingers behind the back. Yeah, open that lovely hair. Yes, let it flow. Interlace your fingers behind your back and let your shoulders roll a little under. Tuck your shoulders a little under. Good. That feeling, good. And then bringing your hands into the lower back, fingers pointing up. Good, same here. And then, if you like, lift your legs up to the sky. 4, 5. happy toes. You know, a little bit, because that doesn't really make a difference. Don't bring your toes into any stress. So, I call this actually a gravity moment. Remember the movie Gravity? Sandra Bullock, George Clooney? Floating in space away from each other. This shouldn't happen in your legs. Your legs are working together. Imagine a tennis ball in between your thighs. Don't drop the tennis ball. Hug your legs. Yes! You feel that? That power in the legs helps you to keep them up. If they're just like empty weight floating around there, it's going to be very heavy. Fingers are still pointing up to the ceiling, not inwards to the spine. Fingers point up to the ceiling. Naar boven. Nach oben. Arriba. Thank you. Slowly then. Bend your knees towards the forehead. Bring your arms back onto the mat. If you want to lengthen the legs out, tucking the toes behind you to the floor, that's okay. If not, keep the knees bent. It's super fine. And then rolling piece by piece your spine back down onto the mat. And your hands can help you to decide the tempo. Feel that? They give you a little break. Marvelous. As soon you have your long legs back onto the mat, your arms gonna hold the outer thighs, your own thighs. You're gonna lift your head and shoulders, gazing towards those 10 toes, which you can spread as widely as you want. Pushing your elbows into the floor to lift the chest, and then allow your head to drop back. Good. Don't collapse on the head, my friend. Lift your chest harder. Your head should just be grazing the floor, because your neck might not be ready yet for that weight. Thank you. That's why we need to train the back muscles. That's why I keep haunting you in every half lift at the beginning of class. Lengthen the spine. Super fun. Slowly then, chin to the chest. Everybody come onto your forearms, like you're laying at the beach. So I get it. If this is not yet working, this is a great way. So we're all going to try this so you feel the difference. Now, elbows are under the shoulders. I still lift the chest, open the throat, let the head drop back. It's good, it gets you there, but it's not the same. Do you feel that? Because now your back muscles are not working. I mean, a little bit, but not as much as before. Do you feel that? And you want to train. Slowly bring your chin back in. Bring yourself onto your back. Bend both knees. And then bring right leg over the left leg. And gently drop your knees to the left. And then maybe allow your right shoulder to drop back, looking towards your right arm. If you feel, ooh, that's a bit strong, you can also keep your legs parallel. Right leg just on top of the left leg. Good. There we go. So, I firmly believe that there are not necessarily wrong movements. Your body can do amazing things. And when I look at these like Instagram posts or really wild postures or people from Cirque du Soleil or, you know, hyper flexible people, I can enjoy that, but I don't want to do it. I'm good. It's beautiful. It's what the human body can do is beautiful. But what's interesting is what your body can do. That's interesting for you. We can challenge ourselves, but it's always a bit of a long run. Don't kill yourself in your first 3 yoga classes. For what? As I said before, ambition is a very difficult lover. It can be a lot of fun for a very long time, but at a certain point it becomes very one-sided. Anybody driving a car? Oh God, it's so Amsterdam, nobody has a car. Okay. But you know how to drive a car. You know the gears, not the American style automatic where you don't do shit, but we are shifting gears from first gear to second gear to third gear to fourth gear. Same with your practice. It's exactly the same thing. Over time, you will learn those different gears to go a little deeper, to go a little harder. But the first thing you need to understand is how your body works, how you feel. Learning to listen to those little signs within your body. Slowly roll your pelvis back to the mat. Free your legs, give a little shake. And then same other side. If you notice left leg over right leg might be too much, then keep your knees parallel. It's all good. Yeah, let your knees drop to the right. Yeah. Oh. Well done. And take a last deep breath. And roll yourself back onto the mat. Shake your legs a little out, last little movements and motions that you feel. And then spread yourself out for Shavasana. Put your socks on, put something over yourself. Maybe cover your eyes if you like. Feel that? you drifted off to. Move your fingers, your toes. Maybe gently stretch yourself out. And then bend your knees again. Roll over to your right side. And bring yourself up to sit. We're going to end with 3 rounds of Om. Sitting tall, hands together in front of the chest, Anjali Mudra. Only now to exhale. Slowly inhale. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be joyous and free. Om Bolo Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Open your eyes, open your hand palms, bow down to yourself. Tiyam Bhaditiyam Guru. And then I thank you very much for indulging. Have a glorious week. Spread the love and keep stretching your hamstrings. Not too much though.